I'm back with my second set of designs for the bombs. This set is going to be a kitty, a Super Bowl bomb, and a snowflake bomb. The first ones I did were the smiley face bomb, the Christmas tree bomb, and the heart or love bomb. Now you can do any types of designs you want. These are just the latest three I come up with. You can make leaves, you can do people, you can do dogs, you can do cows, whatever you want, a house, whatever you like to put on your bomb. It doesn't have to be anything. You could just make them plain if you want without anything on them. Then they look more like a Christmas ornament than a bomb. So let's get started. What I'm going to do is have all 6 on the same pattern. I haven't got the pattern out on my website yet. So what I thought I'd do is I would show it here in this way, and you can do a screenshot if you like, or pause it and write it down. The first one is going to be the football. I'll show you that one. The snowflake is only 2 rounds, but it's quick and easy. And then of course the third one will be the cat, or the cat butt. You can decide. I'll show you the difference. I went ahead and made the full cat face, but I can show you how to do just the cat butt if that's what you want to do. Unfortunately, I don't have any pink in front of me for the cat butt, so I'm going to use a different color for the center, but it doesn't matter what color you use. It's entirely up to you. Okay, we'll start with the football. I got me some chocolate brown. You can do your football in any color you want. I call it a Super Bowl bomb because this would be a great bomb to have while you're watching the Super Bowl. So I'm going to move this up. Probably the best thing to do is get it out of the way. Let me get a blank piece of paper here, and I can always refer back to it. But to start with, you do a chain 2, then 2 singles in the second chain from the hook, and then 2 singles in the first stitch, 1 single in the next stitch. So you have 3. And then you do 2 singles in the first stitch, single in the next 2 stitches, so you have 4. And you just keep repeating that for 7 rows until you have 8 stitches. So I just wanted to kind of touch base with that right now. Let me do this. Might be easier, so we can all see it as we go. All right, let me grab some yarn. Okay, we start with a chain 2. Some start with a magic loop, some start with a good old-fashioned chain. So chain 2, I'm going to try to keep my fat fingers out of the way. I really don't like using brown yarn, but I hope you'll be able to see enough of it. Okay, so 2 single crochets in the second chain from the hook. So there's 1. This whole thing is single crochets the entire way through. So there's 2. So that's the first point of your football. Chain 1, turn. Okay, the next thing says to 2 singles in the first stitch and 1 single in the next. So I did 2 singles in this one. Maybe I can enlarge this a little bit. You may not be able to see the pattern, but it's more important for you to see what I'm doing. Okay, there's 2 singles in the first stitch, 1 single in the second stitch. Okay, so now we have 3. Chain 1, turn. Okay, the next one is 2 singles in the first stitch and single in each across. So we do 2 singles in this stitch. And since there's only 2 stitches left, we do 1 single here and 1 single there. So that gives us 4. So we're halfway to the center. Chain 1, turn. Now you can turn this way or the other way, it doesn't matter. Now we're just going to keep repeating this until we have 8 stitches. So 2 in this one. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 1, turn. Then we do 2 singles in this one. And then 1 in each of the others. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, chain 1. Now I'm just going to do these next 2 rows fairly quickly so we can get through it. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, because these are very repetitive, doing the same thing over and over again. Okay, this is number 8. 1, 2, then I'm not going to do the middle even 8 ones because it's pretty straightforward, just doing 8 stitches, 8 stitches, 8 stitches. Let me get around to this one. Okay, so there's my 8. Okay, that's row 7. Now it says row 8 through 10, just repeat across till you have 8 stitches on rows 8, 9, and 10. So I'm going to skip that and just go straight to 11. So here you do a single crochet decrease in the first 2 stitches and stitch across, so that takes you from 8 down to 7. So let's do a chain 1, turn. You put your hook in the first stitch, put your hook in the second stitch, so you have 3 stitches, yarn over and pull through. Now that's your decrease. So now when we do the next one, this is number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that reduced us by 1. So now the next one, 13 through 14, repeat number 11, which is a single crochet decrease in the first 2 stitches and stitch across. So this one we would wind up having 6. So we insert the hook in the first one, pull it through, hook in the second one, pull it through, so we have 3, yarn over, and then you go across. There should be a total of 6 now. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chain 1, decrease, pull through all 3. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 15 is a little bit different, so I want to take you all the way through. So this goes down. This is the last one we're going to do here because we want to get down to 4 stitches. So there's 1, because that's your decrease, 2, 3, 4. Now this row says, oh, I can't get the paper to move. Single decrease in first 2 stitches twice. So we're going to repeat it twice. Yarn, do your chain, turn your work. So we're going to do a single decrease over 1, 2, and then we do it a second time. 1, 2. So now we're down to 2 stitches. Chain 1, turn, and then we want to do single crochet decrease in the last 2 stitches and finish off. So it's 1, 2, and chain 1, and there, that's your football. However, this one's a little shorter because I didn't bother to do the ones in between. Then you get some white yarn and you just do this on it. This I don't think I have to explain because it's just 1 long stitch and then 4 short stitches over it to represent the lacing that the football players like to stick their fingers in between. And then of course you sew it onto your ball and it's finished. Okay, that takes care of that one. And now the snowflake. I said the snowflake is not hard. It's just, I think it looks more complicated than it really is. Now I've only done this snowflake once, so if I make a mistake, I may have to take it apart, or I might have to make an adjustment on my pattern. So we'll see how it works. So first we got to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and join with a slip stitch. There, so now I got my hole. That's where all the stitches are going to. So now it says 2 double crochets, chain 3, repeat 5 times. Well, I forgot to say chain 1, so I'm missing a chain 1 up there. So we chain 1. That brings you up enough because you got this other stitch there. So now we got to do 2 doubles. Let me bring my snowflake over. This is the part I'm doing right now. Okay, so there's 1, and actually this one's your first one and this is your second one. I think I really should chain 2, not 1. It's just trial and error until you get it figured out for yourself, because everybody has their own little tips and tricks to doing things. So we'll do or some have to chain 3 to do a double next to it. I only have to chain 2 to do my double. Okay, so there's 1, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Now I got to repeat it 5 times, so I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So here's 1, 2, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Now these all have to go in here, so you have to keep pulling them around. They will all fit. It'll be snug, but you don't want a big hole. Okay, there's a double. Yarn over, go through your loop, pull it up so you have 3 on your hook, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. So there's 2. 1, 2, 3. Now we do it again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Pull these around. See, you still got room. Do 2 more. And then 3 chains. Now, if my voice isn't loud enough, I have my iPad volume up as far as I could get it. Try turning the volume up on your TV, on your computer or iPad. That might help and get the volume up to where you can hear it better. 1, 2, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I have to do 1 more set of 2. 1, 2, chain 3. So see, right here we actually need a chain 3, and it would be 1 double crochet, chain 3, and then you repeat this 4 times. So that's the part I'm missing. So I added it on. When you write yours, make sure you add that part on too. And then you join with a slip stitch. Go through the top of your chain 3 and slip stitch. Okay, there you go. So what I do, because I want to go back into this hole, I turn my work around because I want to go into this hole. So I start with a slip stitch to get back in the hole. Now I'm in the hole. So that I forgot to write here. So right here you want to do slip, stitch, in, chain, space, right there. And then you do the single crochet in the next chain 3 space. Oh, that's what I do instead. Maybe that's what I do. So I don't really disregard. Beep, 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 beep. Get that out of there. Okay. You don't slip stitch. After you turn it, do a single crochet in there because you need it anyway. So that's what you do. Okay, I should have read ahead. And then you do a half double, double, chain 2, double, half double, single, all in the same chain. So I've already got my single. Now we do a half double. Then we do a double, where you yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, then chain 2. Now we do another double. Yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Now a half double is yarn over, go through, pull it up so you have 3 on your hook, yarn over, and go through all 3. Don't stop with the 2, go through all 3. That makes it a little bit shorter. As you can see, it forms a nice little arch. And then you do a single. And then it says single in the next chain 3 space, half double, double, chain 3, double, half double, single 5 times. So it's basically the same thing again. So don't even worry about this area here. Just skip right over it. So you do single, half double, double, chain 2, double, half double, single. And then go to the next space, single crochet, half double, double, chain 2, you repeat it again, double, half double, single, go to the next one, single, half double, double, chain 3, half double, no, this would be a double, my mistake, half double, chain, a single. We got 2 more to do, and then our star would be finished, but that gives you an idea. I'll go ahead and finish it because there's not that much left, and then I can show you how you join. Single, half double, where you go through all 3, double, where you go through 2, go through 2, chain 2, then you do a double, half double, single, we're down to the last one, so single, half double, double, chain 2, double, half double, single. Then you want to do a slip stitch right where that single crochet is. Sometimes you can't get exactly into the space, and I don't like to go up here because then it's not down at the bottom. Sometimes I just go into the space just before it or the bottom of the space. Either go into this one here, or you can go into the bottom of this one, either one, and then do a slip stitch, because you definitely want to make this as tight as possible. Pull it tight, and then finish it off. Leave yourself a nice long tail because you have to sew this star on, or snowflake on. Pull it through, pull it tight. And then all you have to do is sew it on. You can either sew it where it looks this way, or you can sew it to where it looks this way, whichever you're most, or catty-cornered in between, however you want to put it on your bomb to represent your snowflake. Okay, now the next one I'm going to show is the kitty. All right, the cat has a little bit more to it, and it'll probably take a little more time, but it's well worth it. Okay, the kitty, let's see, where's my kitty? Where'd my kitty go? I lost my kitty. Here, kitty, 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 where'd you go? Here he is. Now you can make the kitty 2 different ways. I made this the full face kitty. You can make just the cat butt. So you just put a pink in the center to represent, you know what part, and then just circle around and then finish the tail off to the side. And when you come back, that's when you add the ears and finish up. So you can either make the full face kitty or just the kitty butt. I'm going to show the kitty butt because the kitty face starts like the kitty butt. You just add the whiskers and the eyes on after the fact. You can get the plastic shank safety eyes if you'd rather put the safety eyes there, and then just make the whiskers in white or black. It's entirely up to you how you want to decorate him. And when you sew them together, this is where you actually end. So you would start, that's where your long tail for sewing together. And you go up around this way, and go around his tail and come back and catch a couple of them in here. That's to make sure this part doesn't come up. All right, let's go ahead and get started. All right, let's see. Oh, this one is done with a magic loop. So we do 5 stitches in the magic loop. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you pull the tail and you pull it tight. It's kind of hard to see, but you pull it tight so you have no hole showing. That's the beauty of the magic ring. You don't have to worry about this kind of a hole appearing because you pull it tight so there is no hole. Then you go into the first stitch and it says to attach cat color. Oh, that was right. This was supposed to be done in pink. My mistake. Let me do it in white. So we got to do his butt first. And also this could be the nose. If it's his face, this is his nose. So we do 5, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull it tight. And you want to do a slip stitch to close. Go into the first stitch. Get the tail out of the way. Yarn over, pull it through, and pull it through. And then go ahead and do a chain, because you got to find a way to, you got to close it up anyway. And pull it tight. This is also the way I do the eyes with a smiley face and for the top of the Christmas tree. So it's something you can use over and over again. Now there's 2 different ways to attach your yarn. You can either put your yarn through this way and attach it and do your chain and go up from there. I'd rather, let me enlarge this a little bit. Okay, I'm a little bit lazy. Instead, I like to do a chain on my hook or start it on my hook. Then go into a space, it doesn't matter which one. Grab the yarn over, pull it through, so there's your 2 stitches. And there's 1. And you do 2 stitches in each of these, so you'll have a total of 10. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I like to catch the yarn inside, that way I don't have to weave it in later. Now this is worked in a spiral, so when you do round 3, you do not join the end, you just continue working. So you do 2 singles in the next stitch, 1 single in the stitch after that, and you repeat it until you have 15 stitches. So we'll go over here, start with this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So now I got my 15. Now as you go around, you may wind up going further each time around, but it doesn't matter because since it's a spiral, it just kind of all blends in together. Okay, so now we do row 4, which is 2 singles in each stitch, and then a single in the next 2 for the count of 20. Like I said here, note each round may go a little further than expected. Don't worry, it all works out in the end. So we're after 20 stitches. That's 1, 2 on 1 stitch, 3, 4. Okay, now we keep counting. 5 and 6 is 1 stitch, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, getting close, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so now I've got my 20. You notice it kind of curves up a bit. Don't worry about that because when you stretch it out, it will lay flat. And of course, when you sew it on, it'll also lay flat. Okay, so now we go to the next one. 2 singles in the next stitch, single in the next 3. You'll have a total of 25 stitches. So let's do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then we do 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then we do 2 again, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, one more set, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, then number 6. Okay, 6 is where we're going to start doing the kitty ears. This is where the kitty ears right here come into play. So we do 2 singles in the first, 1 single in each in the next stitch. So we do 2 here. Now this one's a little small compared to the other because this is a thinner yarn. And since this was a heavier yarn, it looks a little bit different, but it all works out. So I try to use the same yarn. If it's all Red Heart, use all Red Heart. If you use an Encore, use all Encore. It keeps all the stitches more uniform because the wool is the same thickness. Okay, let's start with our 2. Let's move this up. 2 in the first stitch, 1 in the next stitch. Then in the next stitch, we're going to do a single, double, single, half double, double, half double, single. That's what makes our ear. So we do a single, and in the same stitch, we do a half double and a double. This yarn is real phrase easy. Double is where you yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Then you do a half double, which is you go through, bring up, so you have 3, yarn over, go through all 3, and then a single. And as you notice, it gives you your point for your ear. Okay, and then it says single in each of the next 4 single crochets. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we do the single, half double, double, half double, single in the next stitch. That'll make our second ear. So we do our single, half double, we yarn over and then go through all 3, and then when you do your double, you yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Then we do another half double and a single. And now we got our second kitty ear. So now we have both our little ears. And then it says to single in the next stitch. So we do 1 single here. Then 2 singles in the next stitch. Okay, and then you just keep repeating this. 2 singles in the next stitch, and then 2 singles, a single in the next 2. So I think this is a mistake. This part should start right there. So make sure you cross that part off until I can get the new one corrected. So it's 1, 2, and then I do 1 in each of the next 2. So there's 1, 2. Now we got to repeat it 2 more times. So it's 1, 2, and then do 1 in each of the next 2. And then there's 1 more. We're going to repeat it 1 more time. 2 and 1. And then 2. 1, 2. Okay, so now we're around the whole kitty's face. Now this is where the kitty butt would come in. If you want just to have the kitty's butt, you got it made right there. If you want to do a kitty face, after you finish doing the tail, add your eyes and your whiskers. Okay, now we're going to do the tail. Chain 15. Since this little guy's a little smaller, I might only chain 13 because he's coming out a little smaller than my original. So we'll just do 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Then single crochet in the second chain from the hook, and then you single in remaining chains till you get back to the tail, the base of the tail. So you do 1 single crochet, go to the next one, 2, 3, I got stuck with that one. I'm going to redo that one. That one didn't come out very good. I said this is not really the best yarn, but it works in a pinch. Okay, there, I got it. And then go to the next one. Okay, almost there. Getting close. I think the tail is the most awkward part of making this kitty. But once you do it a couple of times, it does get a little easier. You just have to figure out the best way for you to hold it. Now you can either go into just the top loop up here, or I like to go into have 2 loops on top, because that way the tail isn't quite as fat. Looks like I have one more. Okay, so now I got all the stitches for the tail done. Now it says to slip stitch in 3 single crochet. Oh, here, slip stitch in the first stitch of the starting chain. So right here, you want to do a slip stitch right here where you started. And then the tail's hooked to the kitty. There, now he's all hooked on. And then you do a slip stitch in the next 3 because you don't want it to stand out. So a slip stitch, there's 1, slip stitch, 2, slip stitch, 3, then slip stitch tail into the single crochet number 7, and then chain 1. Okay, so we got to find number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right there, there's 7. So we want to slip stitch into number 7. Even if you're off by 1, it won't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you go into the top of the tail, and then bring it through the tail and through where you, so you, it kind of makes like a little cup handle. And then chain 1 to finish off. And leave a long tail so you can sew it onto your bomb. Okay, there you go. So now when you put this onto your bomb, you set it where you want it. I always like to pin it, so put a couple of straight pins in to hold it where you want it. Make sure all your tails are inside, or trim them off, whichever you want to do. And then you, I always put one on the tail to kind of hold the tail where I want it, because I definitely want it to stay away a little bit from the actual body. If I can get this straight pin out. There. So then you would start here, so around and around all the way. And then the fun part, after you finish sewing here, you got to sew around the tail and come back to this point. But I do grab a couple of stitches in there. Sorry about that. After you go all the way around the kitty's head, go up his tail and come back down his tail. But go inside this hole here, area 2, and put a couple of stitches there, because you definitely don't want this to kind of stick up. You want to be able to catch, like, say, 1 here and 1 there. You can catch a 3rd one here if you want, whichever you prefer. That's the end of my video. I want to thank you for watching. If you like what I did, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and share with your friends. If you want this pattern, once I get it on my website, this is the website you go to, stitchniche.com. I'm also hoping in the near future to give it on Ravelry too. I'm not sure if I'm going to give it away as free if you buy the bomb, which I probably will. So if you buy the bomb pattern, which is the bomb that makes this, then these will be free. Okay, have a good day, and thank you for watching.